Hey, what's going on YouTube? Jamo TV HD. Obviously, we out here with the PS Vita. We're gonna do what's on my PS Vita in 2018. Let's go. First of all, obviously, WRC. Now, this game, I don't know if you guys played a little bit of Colin McRae or a bit of Dirt 2 or Dirt Rally, but like this is as close as you're gonna get to that game. Now, even though it looks a bit crusty, the physics on the driving and the drifting and the handbraking and turning, it's all quite decent. Even the different textures on the road as your tires hit the surface, it all feels real nice. And it's a nice little easy game that you can pick up and play when you're on the way to somewhere. Next game though is obviously Need for Speed. Now this is an exact replica port of the game on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. The game runs nice, there's no frame drops, no lag, no stutter. It's got the online mode built in, but obviously it's PS Vita, not that many people are online now. But apart from that, if you loved Burnout Paradise and Most Wanted on the PS3 and Xbox 360, then you'll love this one. Obviously, then we got Borderlands. Now, for anyone that has played Borderlands, I don't need to explain it to you. But if you haven't, this game is it's hours upon it's weeks, I should say. Let's say weeks. Weeks and weeks of gameplay on the PS Vita. The only problem is the frame rate. Now, there's some bits in the game which get a bit too intensive for the PS Vita, and you can see that it really starts to lag. I think it definitely goes below 20, below 20 frames per second. But apart from that, all the DLC is included, and it's really one of those games that you should really go and have a look at because it's brilliant. Obviously, then we got Killzone. Now, Killzone is a banging game. Like, if you played Killzone 2, Killzone 3 on the PS3, then look, it's lit, fam. Like, you're shooting, it's a nice little first-person experience. The frame rate is nice and smooth. And the graphics, I think, are some of the best graphics I've actually ever seen on a PS Vita game, especially a first-person PS Vita game. Now, it does have some touchscreen stuff in there for when you're doing your melee and stuff like that. It's not too intrusive. It is a bit annoying. But I think you can actually use the hardware buttons instead if you want to. So yeah, no, it is definitely a nice one. And I think it's about £15 now. You should definitely pick it up. Proper, top-notch, first-person action. Now, Resistance is another dope shooter. Like, down to frame rate, graphics, it's all there. Now, the graphics aren't as shiny as Killzone. They're not as polished because obviously it's not Guerrilla Games, it's Insomniac, the people who make Ratchet and Clank and yada 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 kind of thing. But it's still a decent shooter. Like, in terms of the gameplay wise, there's lots of different guns that do different things, lots of different alien weapons. Now obviously the enemies in this are aliens, so they're a bit bullet spongy. It's not really realistic like, for example, a Call of Duty game or like another like Battlefield game. But if you like that kind of arcade shoot 'em up thing, then you definitely got to touch Resistance. It's a lot faster paced than Killzone. And obviously we got Call of Duty. Now Call of Duty is quite lit, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's amazing that they got the Call of Duty experience down to PS Vita level. I mean, obviously after Killzone and after Resistance, I'm not really surprised that they made it happen, but it's still nice to have that Call of Duty gameplay feel. Now, obviously, Call of Duty isn't really creme de la creme when I think about Killzone or I think about Resistance, but for those Call of Duty heads, this feels exactly like Call of Duty, down to the breaching and charging and the flashbangs and the shooting. The only problem is you're missing your R2 and your L2, so to supplement that, they use either the touchscreen or the the rear touchpad kind of thing, which kind of gets on my nerves. I feel like the game could completely fly off if it had that extra R2 or it had that extra L2 or it even had that R3 for melee. But apart from that, decent quality game, good graphics, well, decent graphics, and most importantly, a really good frame rate. Now, Assassin's Creed it's a bit mad. Like, obviously, I do like my Assassin's Creed. They've made a bit too many games, and I kind of lost track of where the storyline is even going. But gameplay-wise, when this game is in its element, it's in its element. When it's doing well, it's doing well. Sometimes you can have a few, stutters, a few slowdowns kind of thing, but it's still an Assassin's Creed game, and you really get that Assassin's Creed gameplay feel in terms of the running on the rooftops, the fighting style. The graphics are very PS2-ish. They're not really that good. They tried to put a lot of gameplay mechanics into the game, and I can see that obviously the graphics took a downfall because of that. But apart from that, the gameplay is really decent. Not everything in the bigger games has been ported or like made to come over to this little version, but they did well for what they've got, kind of thing, and what they've got to work with in terms of the PS Vita's processing power. Now, Ratchet and Clank Insomniac are at it again. The trilogy, number 1, 2, and 3. I have not had a single problem. All these ports have been brilliant. Ratchet and Clank on the go is just mind-boggling to me. Like, it's actually mad to have the power to play it on the go and do what I want. That is all mad. Ratchet and Clank on the bus and on a train, you're gonna miss your stop. So like, I just wouldn't even recommend playing it on the train in the first place. But yeah, like I'm saying, gameplay, it's Ratchet and Clank gameplay. If you know Ratchet and Clank from Insomniac, then you know Ratchet and Clank. If you don't know, then you need to jump into it. Graphics, I think that obviously it's a PS2 port, but it's still quite sharp, especially on the small PS Vita screen. And you got all the weapons. Ratchet and Clank, it's got the banter in there as well. Just, if you haven't played Ratchet and Clank before, then just jump into it right now. Just stop this video and download the whole trilogy. Just get it. Mindless game. Now, I'm actually not sure what came first, whether it was Ratchet and Clank or Jak and Daxter. But for man personally, I played Ratchet and Clank first. So whenever I see or play Jak and Daxter, I always think that it's Naughty Dog's answer and reaction to Ratchet and Clank. But I'll have to actually have a pre and see what came out first. But nonetheless, it's looking at the same kind of game, but it's coming from Naughty Dog. The same people that did Crash Bandicoot and later on Uncharted. Gameplay is there. Like, what you may call it, frame data, whatever you want to call it, whatever that is called, it's there. Lots of collectibles, like you see me seeing a collectible right now. And if you're a collectible, madman, then you're good to go right here. 2 central protagonists, just like Ratchet and Clank. Lots of banter. It's one of those jokey kind of adventure games. Double jumping, platforming, shooting. Not as many weapons as in Ratchet and Clank, but these guys fight a bit more, kind of thing. And there's all this. It's just really mad. You get all these powers and stuff like that. It's just very mad, especially if you go from number 1 to number 3 and don't die like I just did there. But yeah, guys, that's basically what I'm saying for my PS Vita in 2018. These are the games I'm gonna be playing. I've completed Ratchet and Clank 1 and Jak and Daxter 1, so I'm on Jak and Daxter 2 right now, which if you know, then you know it's a long game and I'm going to be on that for a while. So yeah, man's got a lot to play. I might get back into Borderlands, but the lag really hurts me. But okay, I just died again. Wow. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bless.